Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, so it's time for the Midweek Pickup. Hope everybody had a good week this past week, and I hope everybody also is aware that this first quarter of the year is almost up. We are in March now, so we are in the third month of the year. So whatever quarterly goals you have, you should have made or met them right now or in process of meeting them so you can get over the first quarter of the year. Remember, set small, short-term quarterly goals so you can achieve your long-term big goal, and then everything will start to fall into place with you. Now, today I wanted to talk about something that may affect us all, like I do every week. Today I want to talk about being in the situation to where you want something and you might not be ready for that one thing that you want, but you go after it anyway. My best friend used to always tell me, he used to always say, if you rush, you get crushed. And in that particular aspect, that is very true. Excuse me. But yes, if you rush, you get crushed. So it's certain things that, we want in life, whether it be a new vehicle, whether it be a new house, or even a new person to be involved with romantically. And it seems like whenever we rush into things, especially like if you rush into getting a car, and then 2 weeks later, the same car is on sale for $5,000 less than what you bought it for or something. And you're like, man, if I would have waited, then I could have got a better deal. Same thing for a house, same thing for a relationship. If you rush into something too fast, then it's something that will probably end up failing you, and then you're back at square one or whatever. But I don't want to talk about those aspects of it. I want to talk about life decisions that you make to make your life a little bit better and try to get to where you want to be at in life. A week ago or 2 weeks ago, my cousin posted something on Facebook that caused a real good, I guess you could call it debate between Facebookers, if you will, or whatever. It's a young man running for mayor in Monroe, Louisiana. He's a younger guy. I think he's about 32 years old. I can't remember his name offhand, but she posted his interview and she asked me, what did I think? Now, I have people that live in Monroe. I have people that, my father, he grew up in Sterlington, but Monroe was basically like the city to the country or whatever. So I have a lot of ties to Monroe. So when I listened to this young man's interview, it was very laughable for number one, and he just wasn't ready. He wasn't ready for what he was trying to go after. And I put my input in it, as I always do or whatever. And basically what I said was, it doesn't sound like he's ready. It doesn't look like he's ready. Maybe if he could take a step back and, get with the right type of people, get with the right team that can make him at least look a little bit more ready for what he's trying to go after and help him speak the way he needs to speak to and reach voters, then maybe he'll have a better shot at it. So another young man commented, he was like, oh, I see what it is. Y'all used to the fast talking politicians that don't care about nobody and who don't want to do anything for the city or whatever. That's what y'all used to. Y'all used to people that want to get over on the little man instead of trying to give the little man his chance or whatever. Now, I don't have anything against what the young brother's trying to do, but the way that I see it is, if you're not ready, if you're not looking like the part that you're going after, you're not going to get the part. And that goes for any aspect. Job interviews especially is something that I think that we need to incorporate into curriculum in school. We need to teach the youth how to dress and look the part for a job that they're going for, because I've seen many people, I've even interviewed people who come in with jeans on and a polo shirt with some J's on, thinking that they're about to get a job and it'll be a serious job. But I'm not knocking any corporations or whatever, but this isn't fast food, so why would you come to a job interview with jeans and a polo shirt on? Doesn't make sense. Doesn't look like you want what you're going after. This young man did his interview He was representing his school, Grambling alumni, so he had a Grambling sweatshirt on. And to me, I'm not knocking him or whatever, but my thing is this. If you're going to try and become a political leader, especially a mayor of a whole city or a town or whatever you want to call it, you need to at least look like you're trying to be a mayor, not look like buddy that's on the side of the road, you know what I'm saying, or buddy that's, working at McDonald's or whatever the case may be. And that's the point that I was trying to get across, because perception is always the key, because people are going to look at you before they even hear what you have to say. So if I come up to you in a wife beater and some gym shorts and say, hey, I'm here, I'm trying to be the head of medicine at Baylor College or whatever, you go look at me like I've completely lost my mind. But it's not only perception that gets the job done, it's also knowing what you're talking about, or at least sounding like you know what you're talking about. That's what's going to push you through, even if your perception is kind of off, even if they see you as like, why is he dressed like this? But then when you open your mouth and you have the right tools that you're using, the right words in the right format, the jargon that you're using, everything like that, it could let people oversee how you look and be like, okay, he may look like this, but he knows what he's talking about. He knows what the issues are, and he has a plan, a solid plan to follow through with to make the city a little bit better. And my young brother didn't have none of this, so to me, I put on there that I didn't think he was ready, and I think that he needed to stop now before it gets to the point to where it's time to vote, and then people look at him and be like, hey, I'm not going to vote for him, and then he loses this race, and then he's never looked at or taken seriously later on in life. Because you know how, we are when we're younger. Nobody could tell us anything. And not saying that this guy's immature or anything like that, but I'm just saying, sometimes, we are so caught up into what we want to do. We're not looking at the bigger picture. We're not looking at what we need to do to get what we need to get to. So I'm not saying to conform to society standards or whatever. I'm just saying, you have to dress the part. You have to sound like you know what you're talking about, and you have to be studied up. You have to do your research. Questions are going to come in any circumstance, and you have to be able to answer the questions without the and the let me sees and, well, let me think about this real quick, and then come up with something that sounds completely ridiculous. And then the people are looking at you like, okay, you're the one who's running for mayor, or you're the one who's trying to apply for to be a doctor, or you're the one who thinks that you're going to come in and teach young children, you know what I'm saying? But you look like you are from around the way or whatever. And it may look like that, you know what I'm saying, you're in the wrong scenario with what you're trying to match up with. And, a lot of people didn't really understand that, but at the same time, people was like, okay, that does make sense. It does make sense for you to try and look the part that you're trying to go for. And it does make sense. It also really, really makes sense for you to do a little bit of studying and know what you're about to go after. You have to know what you're getting yourself into, because you don't go and try and purchase a car and just go up there and be like, hey, I just want a car. I don't care what kind of car it is. I don't care what year it is. I just want a car. Then you could get a lemon, and then 2 weeks later, the car don't work no more, and you shut out of luck. What are you going to do? You can't return it because you already bought it, and you went in there with the mind state of, I just want a car. It doesn't matter. As long as it moves, that's what I want. So in reality, and what I'm trying to basically say is, when you're wanting to go after something, you have to make sure that you're studied up. You have to make sure that you look the part, and you have to make sure that you're prepared for anything that they throw at you, because they are going to try and throw something at you to throw you off a little bit, throw you off of your game. But if you're prepared for that, then it's going to make you look a little bit better, instead of kind of sabotaging yourself because you didn't do the studying, you didn't do the reading up, you didn't do what you needed to do to figure out the answers that you need when somebody's going to throw certain questions at you. So with that being said, if you're going to go after something, don't rush it. Make sure you have a solid plan. Make sure you follow through. Make sure you do research on your predecessors or whatever the case may be, or on the company or on the car, whatever the case may be. Make sure you do your research. Make sure that you implicate all of that into yourself before you go out there and do what you're trying to do. Always remember, 9 times out of 10, if you rush, you will get crushed. With that being said, I will see y'all next week. Put God first, family second, everything else will follow. Also, go like my new page on Facebook. It's Breaking Bread Barbecue. Please like, share, follow, all of that type of stuff. With that being said, I'll see y'all next Wednesday. Peace.